Hi, I'm Sylvanians, and I make videos about Sylvanian families, also known as Calico critters, and I have always wanted a big Sylvanian families figure. Epoch make these for shop displays and promotional purposes, so here are two in shops in the UK. There are lots of Freyas, but in Japan I saw some different figures, like these at the anniversary exhibition. These lovely biscuit bears were in a shop, along with the willow deers as well. And here are even more in that same department store, including babies. Now, as these aren't officially for sale, they can be really expensive second hand. So here's a big Freya like the other ones I showed, and that's for £1,400 on eBay. And even the smaller 29cm ones can be several hundred if you can even find any. But recently I've been seeing some videos on TikTok and other social media of people buying these babies, which are more like the 29cm figures. And although they're definitely not official, there's actually something quite charming about them. And I found out that these are on AliExpress, which is a Chinese shopping website which I have bought from before. So let's go on there. And the listings were called something like 21cm Forest Families. Here we go. The first two items are what I saw. Let's look at the £10 one first. They always have obnoxiously long titles for SEO purposes, but it does say unofficial. So there's the dog, and the white cat is out of stock. Okay, you always need to check the reviews on here. So someone took some pictures. I mean, it looks like we saw in the videos. Maybe a little goofy. There's Sylvanian accessories in this picture too. And there's both of them here. Oh, that's a bit better lighting. And the review says, oh, the puppy's fur is softer. Yeah, that'd be nicer. And what about these pictures? Oh yeah, I saw them as a phone stand too. That looks quite funny. And both varieties. There's a video. Yeah, the legs move. Oh, he's holding the animated Sylvanian videos. So yeah, maybe that one. There was another listing too, actually. Let's see. Yeah, this one was a little cheaper. It's a different seller, but pictures look the same. Oh, this customer has them next to the storytellers. That's a good size reference. Milo in a bag. And the squished box. Mostly the reviews look fine. Okay. So what I'm going to do is buy one of these, and then hopefully it comes and I'll unbox it in the next clip. And I am recording this before it arrives, so hopefully it does. So it's now a couple of weeks later, and I have received my package from AliExpress. I bought a couple of other things as well, which you'll see in future videos, but this is the parcel that I think should contain Big Milo. It is maybe a little bit smaller than I was expecting, but yeah, we shall see what's inside. Okay, I'm ready for the reveal. I can't actually see through the bubble wrap. Let's take that off and then we can have a proper look. There he is, and we've got an extra little baby inside as well. They have made the packaging look a bit like Sylvanians with the yellow wood and then pink, though obviously, as I said at the start, this isn't an official Sylvanian item, so they obviously can't put that branding on it anywhere. Yeah, and it does look a little bit warped, so definitely not properly branded. And we've got some pictures, and yeah, this sticker on the front, which I assume is to do with the ordering or shipping information. I feel like this baby is going to be very cursed, so let's have a look together. Oh, that is definitely not an official Sylvanian. It also feels a bit rough and weirdly heavy on the head. Yeah, I do not like this. His arms are too skinny and his head too big. Let's put him off camera. Oh, also rattles as well. Yeah, definitely cursed. But here is Milo. Yeah, I don't really know what to make of him because I've never had a Sylvanian this big before, or a figure this big. He doesn't look too terrible, which maybe sounds like I have low expectations, but he actually looks quite cute. The flocking is really soft, much softer than that little baby rabbit. And although the outfit is a bit see-through, you can see that kind of the lace back here. It looks okay from the front. His arms should move. Yeah, they just about go. A bit stiffer. I think maybe the fabric is caught in them, or maybe it just will loosen up over time. And his legs as well. Yeah, they move. Oh, we've already got a bit of flocking falling off. So yeah, he's definitely a bit more cheaply made than proper Sylvanians. The outfit does look weird in this scale, and maybe just because it has to be longer. But yeah, the legs aren't really proper legs. I almost want it to be more like that. Although making a new outfit for him could be an interesting project. It does feel a little bit top heavy, so I'm wondering if he can balance. Yeah, there we go. I feel like his feet aren't completely flat though. You can't quite tell, but this one isn't quite flat against the table. I've moved my camera back a bit to get all of Milo in frame. I usually have the camera quite close, but because he's so big, that was cutting off part of him. As for how big he is, I think the listing said 12.5 centimetres. This is about 19 or 20 to me. Yeah, about that. And I now want to compare it to real Milo. So this is true baby Milo cake bread, and an official Sylvanian one, who I think the big one is based off. Regular Milo, like all of the standing figures, is about 4.5 centimetres, so much smaller than the bigger version, but a scale that I'm much more used to. And here is big and little Milo. The colour is slightly different. Real baby is more of a warm orange or light brown, whereas this big one is more of a true sort of caramel brown. The cake breads have kind of bobbly ears to represent the fluffy fur, whereas this big one is much smoother and has sort of simple rounded ears, and also not quite as kind of rounded on the head. The faces both look cute. I think they've tried to do a different colour for Big Milo's nose, but it doesn't quite look the same as little one. And of course, these joints are much easier to move, but I've had this baby for quite a while, so that is kind of natural. And I forgot to move his head. Yeah, that does spin. Takes a little bit of effort though. And some of the flocking is coming off around the neck as well. As usual in my videos, I have some of the official branded Sylvanian Families cuddly toys. So I have this one, which is a Fairbank squirrel, and also this, which is based off one of the mice. I don't have any of the official big figures, so this cuddly toy is kind of the biggest Sylvanian that I own, and it's actually a pretty similar size to the Milo figure. These cuddly toys were made for a little while in the early 2000s, I think in various countries as well. The American ones have Calico gritters on the foot rather than Sylvanian Families. There's also the older logo, and yeah, this is from 2008 under Flair and Epoch. I don't think I've ever taken the dress of this figure, but I wonder if they might be able to share clothes. Maybe I could use this as a pattern to make some other clothes for Milo, and he can just wear a dress instead. One of the other features of this Milo that was advertised was to use him as a phone stand. They kind of make him sit down, so let's try and get that pose. And just get the legs in the right position. Okay. He can't support himself. Would this help? No. Actually, this box might be better. Yeah. So I do use my phone to film on, so I can't use that to show you, but I do have my very old iPhone SE. This is really small compared to sort of most phones nowadays. I had it for years, but I think that should work as testing the phone stand capabilities. Does that work? Kind of. Oh, they show it more as him leaning back, which makes more sense given the need for support. There we go. Now I can watch a video using Milo as a stand, and maybe little Milo would want to watch as well. I think I like him sat like that. And let's put little Milo in front as well. So I did end up buying the more expensive listing on AliExpress, just because the reviews were ever so slightly better. This one was £10.19. Obviously, compared to the massive Sylvanians that are ex-shop displays, this is way more affordable, and for my own collection, the size is much more manageable as well. I ordered him along with some other items on the 9th of March, and it then arrived to me in the UK on the 24th of March, so about 2 weeks for delivery, but considering he came from halfway across the world and having to fly near or across some countries that are at war at the moment, I think that is a perfectly reasonable amount of time. As I've said many times, he isn't an official Sylvanian item, but clearly takes inspiration from them, right down to the same coloured outfit that Milo wears usually. I do think it's fun to have one of these larger figures, and maybe he can change in rotation with the cuddly toys that are usually in the back of my videos. To me, I don't think the price including shipping is too bad, especially given the price of regular Sylvanian Families. £10 is about the price of 2 blind bags. But I guess if you want to keep your collection as true official Sylvanian brand items only, then maybe you wouldn't want to get him. It was a bit tricky to get Milo's romper off, but here he is without that on. I've also tried to clear out some of the extra flocking that was blocking his joints, and now his head does spin a bit better, as well as his arms and legs. But yeah, in case you're wondering what he looks like without the romper on, that is this. And here is true baby Milo as well. You can see that this big version is a bit skinnier and taller, whereas the regular Sylvanian family babies are quite stocky. And yeah, his romper is quite a straightforward one piece of fabric. I could maybe cut off some of the excess lace down here, which would help with it not looking so see-through, but I might use this as a pattern for making some other outfits. So that is my big Milo figure from AliExpress. I'm really curious to find out what you guys think about him, as I was a bit unsure, but now he is kind of growing on me and I do think he is quite cute. From the pictures, the big version of Ryan Persian didn't look quite as cute, but maybe if he comes back into stock, I'll get that one too and we can do another comparison. But for now, Milo will probably be making appearances in the back of my future videos, and maybe I'll make some more clothes for him as well. So thank you for watching this video, I hope you enjoyed it, and if you like Sylvanian Families then subscribe to my channel as I post frequent videos on news, unboxings and hauls, usually of official items, but very occasionally you'll get some rogue ones like this as well.